So I'm going to recap today's week, and we're going to discuss something. You can't put podcasts on Spotify, I'm afraid, Dan. It's just for tracks, for streaming. The truth is, we create stress, okay? And a stressful person finds that very difficult to accept. Because when something we are struggling, morning Kelly, we're struggling and we're stressed and we're angry and we're overwhelmed and we're fired up and we're tearing people's heads off and we're running around like a headless chicken, we find it very, very hard to accept that it's our fault because we're already in an inflated, angry mindset, okay? So then someone saying, oh, it's your fault you're so stressed, that's like literally red rag to a ball, isn't it? If someone said that to me when I was stressed, I'd literally tear their head off. Morning, Gavin. But you have to understand you create stress. And if you don't like that and you're not willing to listen, don't. As simple as that, okay? This is years of learning to understand this. So please, 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 if you are a person who gets very stressed very easily and spend your life saying things like, oh my God, I'm so stressed, or oh my God, I've got so much to do. I don't know what to do first. I don't even know where to start. Hands up if you've said that. I think I said it yesterday. It's because we feel like we have to do all of the things ourselves at once in no order, okay? The key to having more time is doing less. And there are 2 ways to do this before I'm going to recap 10 full tips. Yeah, this is what I mean, guys. This is why I get really, if I trigger anyone and they get really offended, and to be fair, that's why I've had to disable my messenger because I was getting some abuse from people. And if you're getting triggered, it's almost always because it's hit a nerve, okay? It's hit a truth. But always remember, I'm just future pacing here. I'm talking about me in these lives. I said that to Nat yesterday, okay? I've got so much to do, I don't even know where to start. Which, how weird does that sound after coming off of a live coaching it? And then, like I said to Nat, I even had a rant to Steve on message and he went to me, mate, you can't change it. Like, listen to your own advice. So everything I coach on, I experience, okay? So I get ya and I feel ya. Morning Lee, let's know where you're from. So I'm not having a go at you or preaching, as I think sometimes coaching can come across. I'm giving myself advice and giving you the same advice at the same time, whether you want to have it or not, okay? So I'm always talking from personal experience here. So there's 2 ways to do less, okay? Number one is to have a to-do list, but then prioritize it, okay? To-do lists are for amateurs, schedules ordered in priority of importance are for professionals, okay? You can't do amateur behaviour and expect professional results, okay? It won't happen. Ryan Gibson, Ryan Carlisle, say good morning, let us know where you're from, nice to meet you. Okay, and so number 2 is to have a not to do list. And that's the one thing that nobody has. Morning C, let us know where you're from. Nobody has a not to do list. I don't know anyone who has a not to do list apart from me. And this is when I specifically list time consuming BS that I waste my life on every week that I don't need to do because it's low value and not important. When I'm making up being busy, when I'm talking about how busy I am, and then I check my screen time and I see it's over 10 hours, okay? Number 2, okay, so we can remember the 80-20 rule as well. 20% of our problems are, 20%, 80% of our problems are caused by 20% of the people and behaviours in our life. And also, 20% works the other way. So it also causes 20% is what causes 80% of our happiness, which is what we'll come on to at the end. That's what's called the 80-20 rule, which will work in. But without a doubt, always remember that 20% of your actions will be causing 80% of your problems, and also 20% of your actions will be causing 80% of your happiness. So we need to flip it and refocus, okay? Now, grab a pen, guys, because these are 10 tips, 10 really, really cool tips that I urge you to take away and implement. So number one, just write that down, okay? The key to having more time is doing less. That is the only way to have more time, okay? We need a to-do list and we need a not to-do list, but the to-do list needs to be prioritized. Otherwise, it's just amateur, okay? And you won't get professional results. Number two is, I've not brought any water up. Number two is, if I only had 2 hours each and every single day to do anything, create this false situation in your life. Morning, Claire. Let us know where you're from. If I only had 2 hours today to do anything, okay, what would I do? Write that down now. Just bear with me 1 second. Dave, can you just pass me a water? Yeah. I need it outside the door. Tap. So if you only had 2 hours today and that was all you could do, what would you do? Okay. Write that down and that will massively help you learn to refocus. Thank you. That will massively help you learn to refocus in terms of doing what's important. Simon, good morning. Let us know where you're from. Okay. Now, number three. If this is difficult to believe as well, you mothers are about to love me, okay? If I said for 2 to 4 years of your life that you could function and be your strongest and happiest on 4 hours sleep per night, would you believe me? Most probably not, okay? Well, that's what new mothers and fathers to a limit, but definitely more the mothers, do every single day. Why? Because they're forced to do it. They have to do it. It's urgent. It's important. It's non-negotiable, okay? And that's what we need to make our tasks. You know, what's the most important thing in the world? Feeding the baby, okay? Think of that. That's the critical level of importance we want our daily tasks to be. Now, here's another one. If you were having an operation tomorrow, a very important operation, and the surgeon told you, morning Paula, that you can't eat for 24 hours, would you find it difficult? No, you just do it. Why? Because it's not optional, okay? So, in the same sense, and this is different between employed and self-employed, but you can apply this to all areas of life, diet, fitness, nutrition, everything. If you were told that you could only work 2 hours per day, and if not, you will die because of heart implications, how would you do it? Run through that scenario in your head. Right, I'm only allowed to work 2 hours per day. And let's face it, we're in, I can't believe I'm going to say that word, but it's funny, unprecedented times. Most people are still working from home. So this is like an insane time to test it, okay? If I could only work for 2 hours per day, what would I do for those 2 hours, okay? Write it down, okay? Now, number 4 is an offset of that, okay? So if you had a gun to your head, I'm going to do a trick here, and you could only do 2 jobs today, just grab a piece of paper, I'll print that. Which 2 jobs would you do? And start outlining this on a daily basis. If you could literally only do 2 jobs today, what 2 jobs would you do? Write them down, or write the question down and answer it afterwards, okay? Literally, you've got a gun to your head. There is no option, okay? There is no option. This is non-optional. You can only do 2 jobs today, and you only have 2 hours to do them. Which 2 are you going to pick, okay? Now, simplicity requires ruthlessness. It's as simple as that, okay? We cannot prat around if we want progress, if we want professional results. You cannot keep continuing in Vauxhall GM conference behaviour and expecting to play in the Premier League. It's not going to happen, okay? We have to get ruthless. What can you eliminate? What crap are you currently doing every single day that you don't need to do? I love this word, what are your top 3 faffs? Because I spend a lot of time faffing to the level where Nat says, will you stop faffing around and go and focus? Morning, Catherine. Morning, Sarah. Let us know where you're from. Okay, all the time she says it. So write down your top 3 faffs and make a decision not to do them, okay? So just to rehash that part as well. So again, it comes down to people, okay? It comes down to being, when I say simplicity requires ruthlessness, we also need to be ruthless with our time, okay? And ruthless with who we spend our time with. So again, in terms of people, 20% equals 20% of the people in your life will cause 80% of the enjoyment, and they will be the people that will propel you forward and rise with you, okay? And want to move forward, want to spread positivity, want to spread action, okay? Likewise, 20% of the people in your life will also be causing 80% of the depression, anger, stress, faffing, time wasting, and that's what we have to stop, okay? We have to identify the positive people, places, and actions versus the time-consuming bull SH1T, okay? Because there's far too much of that going on, certainly in my life, okay? Make a list. Who's helping you? Morning, Karen. Let us know where you're from. And Catherine and Sarah. Say hello. We're all friendly here. And Simon. Let us know where you're from. I'm interested. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And how do we then focus our time on making sure we spend more time with the people, places, and situations that are helping us, and less time with the people, places, and situations that are hurting us? Because we are all spending too much time with the ones that are hurting us, okay? So we need to work out, how can we increase the time spent with the good or on the good, and how can we decrease the time spent on or eliminate the latter, okay? So who causes you stress? Make a list. Might be a little bit screwed if it's your husband or your wife, but we'll come on to this. Jane, good morning. Nice to meet you. Everyone, show us some love. Thanks for commenting. We spend far too much time on people who not only have low expectations of themselves, they expect us to have the same low expectations as them, okay? It's quiet at the bottom, isn't it? Sorry, it's busy at the bottom and it's quiet at the top. Morning, Ellie. Say hello, let us know where you're from. That's quite a well-known phrase. It's very busy at the bottom, it's very noisy, and it's very, very quiet at the top, okay? Many people, because they have their low expectations of themselves, they want you to have the same low expectations to keep you on their same level, okay? That's what we need to reduce. Dawn, darling, good morning. Let us know where you're from. Show Dawn some love. So make sure we're spending the time on the people who deserve your time, okay? Now, it's not always that practical. So how do we do this? Well, to start with, you can just be honest and a bit tactical, okay? So be tactical about, I'm going to have to spend, if you continue, Dawn, darling, I'm going to use you as an example. If you continue to be negatively kind of affecting my life with your low expectations and you keep causing me stress and you keep eating up hours of my day, and it's generally not a positive experience. And if that continues, then I am really sorry. Morning, Jennifer and Joanne. Say hello, let us know where you're from. I'm going to have to limit the amount of time I spend with you, Dawn, if it continues. Okay? If that person bites back, then you've just confirmed everything that you already knew. They're a TIT who's not willing to change, okay? Drop them like a bad habit. I would. Again, you don't have to be nasty about it. You just politely refuse to interact? Who's had that one friend who every single day messages them about their drama, how much they hate their job, how much of a tit their husband is, how bad the world is, how much COVID sucks, how much this is the new norm, every single day. There's always something. They're always ill. Kids are always ill. Everything's always wrong. And they just drain you every day because you have to reply and say, oh, I know what you mean, Dawn, but, we have to look positive. And then they drag you down every single day, okay? Ryu's right. There is a fine line. But you can do it tactfully, okay? Be honest. No one can ever pull you down for honesty, okay? I'm just going to use Ryo as an example. Ryo is part of the reason that podcast is up as well, by the way, guys. Show him some love. You just politely refuse interaction, and you can just start to do it in yourself. Start to ignore one or two messages, or just change the subject completely, or be completely honest about how that person's behaviour is making you feel, okay? Because trust me, if somebody isn't making you stronger, they are making you weaker. There is no in between, okay? They're either rising with you, they want to grow with you, they want to move forward, just like Ryu does with me, or they want to whinge, moan, blame, complain, bitch, chat shit, get banged, whatever, and just stay in that zone. They're not willing to change, okay? And hand on heart, if you bring that up and they snap back at you, then you've just confirmed your worst suspicions, okay? You massively need to limit time with them. Now, number 5, we're going to come on to always do, this is 5 of 10, running out of time again. Always do tomorrow's list tonight, okay? You cannot sleep properly if you haven't outlined the following day. I believe that to be a fact in my humble but fairly experienced opinion, okay? Because you'll be laid in bed thinking about, oh my God, I've got so much to do tomorrow. What am I going to do first? What am I going to do when I get up? I need to do this, I need to do that. I don't know how I'm going to fit it all in. White heat of stress, poor sleep. Kelly Lou, say good morning, knows where I'm from. Okay, so once we've written the list, we then need to do what we just said. We need to write down the number one job, okay? If I can only complete one job today, what will it be, okay? Now, I'm going to give you, number 6 is I'm going to give you a trick. No, I'm not into origami, and I'm not going to turn this into a record deck or anything like that, okay? That is too big, okay? Grab a piece of paper. Excuse me. Fold it that way. Grab a piece of paper again and fold it that way. Grab the piece of paper again and fold it that way. That, my friends, is your list for today. Kelly, it's posted straight afterwards, so you can go back at any time. And then there's about a 7-day turnaround, and they're all on my YouTube channel. That is where my jobs for today will go. 1, it fits in my pocket, so it's always on me. 2, unless I'm writing micro thin, I can't fit that much on it, okay? All I can fit on that are the critical jobs that I know I need to do today, and the jobs that, as long as they are completed at the end of the day, I will be happy, okay? That's a huge, huge trick. And it fits neatly in my pocket, and I can't even see it. So if at any point today I feel like I'm faffing around, it's going to come straight out of my pocket, and I'm going to refocus and look at that list and realise, number 7, Lee, are you really busy, or are you just running around eventing being busy whilst checking your SoundCloud and your Mixcloud and your iTunes and watching a bit of TV and doing a bit of this and doing a bit of that and losing 1, 2, 3, 4 hours when you still haven't done the most time critical jobs on your list that you stated that you would do last night, okay? Number 8, do not multitask. How about that? That's a potential book title there. Because everyone champions themselves for multitasking, don't they? Multitasking for me is the biggest form of procrastination, even though I don't believe that procrastination or overwhelm exists. Okay? It's an inability to prioritise tasks and go about them with razor sharp focus, doing one job at a time until it's finished. Do not multitask. Prioritise, razor focus, do one job, finish it, move on to the next one, okay? Doing more to feel busy. Oh, I'm so busy. Look at me, I'm such a warrior. I'm doing 8 jobs at once. Yeah, you're doing 8 jobs, unfocused, ineffectively, and achieving sweet FA, okay? Number 9 is use Parkinson's law, which we discussed yesterday. If you haven't watched yesterday's video, go back and watch it and that will make sense. But in short, we need to create more days off and we need to have a strict finish time on jobs, okay? Parkinson's law states there's 2 ways we can create more time. We can limit the tasks in order to shorten the time worked, or we can shorten the time worked in order to limit the tasks to important ones. My response is do both, okay? Set a deadline. If I leave it until the last minute to get my tunes ready for tonight's podcast, do you think I will have been razor sharp and focused? Or what if I set myself a deadline now that I need to have the top 30 records that I'm considering playing logged, downloaded, made into a playlist and quantized, ready to go by 12 o'clock because the podcast starts at 12:15, even though it doesn't start till 5:30. How's that going to pan out, okay? Pans out with a stress-free 4 hours before the podcast because everything's sorted. However, if I faff about listening to some music and then do a bit of tax returns and then I start planning a bit of Mondays live and then I start reading a bit of Paul Moore and then I do a bit of my Finance Fridays from yesterday, none of those jobs will get completed and I'll be in a white heat of stress that I created, and I did this last week, so again, I'm talking from personal experience, rearranging the office, trying to get stuff soundproofed, trying to get the camera working, realising why that's not doing, and just go into the mix, like feeling completely shit, and not even being able to enjoy it, because the half an hour before was so stressful, okay, because I didn't put a deadline on it, and I didn't realise that that's the most important job of today, okay, so I should have done it first. Not faffed around making music on Ableton when that wasn't most important, okay? You've got to get them in order, okay? Now, number 10. This is a really, really different one. I actually only wrote down this morning. And I've actually never considered it myself, but I think it's really good. So I decided to share it. Stop asking for opinions. Hands up if you ask for an opinion on almost every single thing before going ahead with it. What do you fancy watching on TV tonight? I don't know. What do you fancy watching? I'm not sure, really. Wow. I really like this song. What do you think about it? It doesn't really matter, does it? If you really like it, that's your taste, not mine. Or, where shall we go tonight when you're all on holiday as a group of 10? Oh, not really sure. Where do you fancy going? Not sure. Julie, where do you fancy going? Oh, I don't mind really. Penelope, what about you? Well, it could be okay to go there. I won't mind going there, I won't mind going there. Wow, it's just like mind-blowing, okay? So rather than asking for, this saves a lot of time, rather than always asking for opinions and always asking questions, try to become more of a decision and a solution-based mindset, okay? I actually do this on holiday when there's a lot of lads and they always laugh because I just get fuming, okay? I end up saying, right, we're going to Bora Bora and we're going at 10 o'clock and I'm going, and if anyone doesn't want to come, then that's fine, but I'm going irrelevant, and everyone ends up going, okay? Because when not, there's 10 people and it's like, well, let's have a discussion about how 10 people all want to go different places, but no one's going to take control because they don't want to upset anyone, and it just never ends up happening, okay? And then you just never either end up choosing, or it just never happens. So there's a few questions that we can use to flip that, okay? One is, can I make a suggestion? And then give your suggestion. If that person agrees, it's done. And you got what you wanted, okay? I propose that we go to Bora Bora and leave at 10 o'clock. I'm going to book a taxi now. Who's in? Everyone said yes, okay? That saved an hour of sitting around the pool trying to decide where we want to go, okay? Here's another great one. Where do you want to eat tonight? Okay, let's go and try Piccolino's. And then if we don't like it, then we just know not to go there next time. What do you think? Yeah, sounds good. Okay, this stops hours and hours and hours and hours of wasted time, wasted conversations. You know, I could have been dancing on that table at Bora Bora 2 hours ago, but we were all talking about where we wanted to go while sat around the pool, collectively achieving absolutely sweet FA and wasting a holiday, okay? So take control of your life in the same sense, and sometimes take control of situations with your partner. How we do it all the time. Loads of people will be laughing now because I'm laughing, and I'm laughing at Rayu laughing as well. You do it every day, don't you, about like your Saturday night film, or what to eat, or where to go, or whether to go for a walk, or any of those things. And you know, it can actually save hours of your life just to make a decision. And you don't have to be, you don't have to be a twit about it, okay? It's just about an understanding of how to change your language. So, can I make a suggestion? I propose, let's try X, and then if it's no good, we can try Y, okay? Those will just lead to a collective decision being made very, very quickly, rather than the umming and ahhing for hours and hours and hours before collectively achieving nothing. So, yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope that's been helpful. Monday, we're going to be coming on to a week of the low information diet, which you might not know what that is, but it's going to be cool. There are no more Sunday morning lives, I'm afraid. The accountability meeting I do with my clients is now going way upwards of 2 hours. It was over 2 hours last week. So again, I need to be mindful of family time on a Sunday morning. So it will just be one accountability meeting for the clients. But every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm still here at 8 a.m. Every single day. And that's it. Have an awesome Saturday. I hope you've taken some things away to learn. I'll recap super quickly. Number one, the key to more time is doing less. To-do list and not to-do list. Number two, if you only had 2 hours in each and every day, what would you do? Good morning, Dan. If I said you could function for 2 hours for 2 years on only 4 hours sleep, would you believe me? Probably not. Ask any new mother. Number four was, if you had a gun to your head today, which 2 jobs would you do? Simplicity requires ruthlessness. What can you eliminate, and what are your top 3 faffs? Who is helping you? Who is hurting you? Make sure we outline them. Spend more time with the helpers, less time with the hurters. Don't have to be a twit about it. Just might need to just limit time with them. Simple as that. Do it in a cool way. Number 5, always do tomorrow's list tonight. Number 6 is the paper trick. That should be your to-do list. If it's any bigger than that, it's not a schedule. It's amateur. Don't expect Premier League results with GM Vauxhall Conference efforts. Number 7 is, are you inventing being busy? Ask yourself that question 5 times a day. Number 8, do not multitask, prioritize, razor sharp focus, get it done. Doing more to feel busy often achieves nothing. Number 9 is use Parkinson's law. Limit tasks to shorten time and limit time to shorten tasks. Do both at the same time. Number 10, stop asking for opinions. Become decision and solution based. Will save you loads of time. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. Have an awesome weekend. I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. It means the world. Anyone who's come late, if you can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, I will love you forever. The link is in the top of the video, I believe. This will be posted straight away, so if you've only caught the last few minutes, don't worry, you can go right back to the start. As soon as I click finish, it will be uploaded. Morning Mick, morning Heather, nice to meet you. Say good morning, let us know where you're from, and I'll see you guys Monday morning, 8 o'clock. Let's go! Love you all. Yeah, 5 o'clock, live podcast today. Thanks, Ange, forgot. Mixcloud.com/Lee Freeman FYR, live on video, banging some pianos out.